Welcome back to the channel, guys. It's your boy UCS Productions here, and today I'm coming to you with a MOC, and it's a pretty cool one. It's probably the best MOC in my opinion that I've done to date. It is a slither of the hangar bay door of Fort Anaxes. Now, this was a really great choice for me because I'm soon going to be doing a build series on the channel which revolves somewhat around Fort Anaxes, but not what other people have been doing, which is pretty cool. And not from the same time scale that you'll be expecting either. However, this one is in fact from the Clone Wars, and it's been very good practice for me, and it's allowed me to try out some new techniques and see what kind of direction I'm going to be needing to head down for my future MOC. Also, I thought it would be a great idea just because I've never done an entry to a MOC contest before, and I decided about midnight last night, and I'm really happy with what the outcome is. This has also pretty much drained all of the resourceful parts I would need. So around the edge I've done the standard black border that you see in a lot of MOCs nowadays, and I think it came out really well. I didn't want to do too thick a border, so I kept it with just a 1x stud. And moving in straight away, the first thing you notice is the crates. Anyway, I made these crate designs which are inspired from someone else, but I modified them myself, and I'm really happy with the outcome. So I made 3 of those, and I didn't want to overcrowd it too much because when you look at Fort Anaxes, it is quite a clean, neat base camp. You don't really see many crates or anything like that lying around. So the really cool thing is I added this in near the end. I wanted to do like a little Easter egg, and the colours on this, the one that I saw on the internet, were actually white, but I wanted to kind of Clone Wars it up a little bit, so I thought the grey would be a nice modification, and this is just a nice little Easter egg from something that you see when you play the Lego Star Wars video games, which are just incredible, so I wanted to give a nod to that. So moving up slightly, I will try and get some pictures from the internet and put them in the video, but I wanted to capture the type of rock face that Anaxes has, and if you have a look at the images, then you'll see that Anaxes, the rock face, is very kind of like slated. It's kind of very cut sideways into the rock. So I've really tried to capture the fact that it's more of like a flat rock face with caverns and stuff in there, and I've tried to get like even the tiny little cracks in behind there. You can't even see it now, but I may show you later. I wanted to keep that straight, and then I really wanted to keep the detail canon. So looking at the images, you'll see that there's actually quite a large cut in to the rock face before you even get to the hangar door. So I've really gone about, I think it's about 6 studs or 7 studs back. The actual rock face is. Okay, so I've just lowered the camera a bit so you can hopefully just see a bit more of the detail of the rock work there. I'm just so happy with how this all turned out. It looks so flush in my opinion, and I know I haven't done a snot technique on the outside, but I think that worked really nicely anyway, to be honest. So that's pretty much the outside taken into account. I wanted to show you the roof quickly, so I'm just going to move back up to the roof. With the roof section, I know you might be asking, well, why is it so cut off at the top and there's these kind of things? And basically that's just because I'm only doing a certain section of the MOC here, and I didn't want to carry the wall all the way up, but I wanted to finish it off nicely on the roof area. So I've tiled off the inner section of the base, and with the rock work I've kind of given it more of just like a rocky finish, and there's some ventilation pipes on the roof, which brings me on to my next point. A really cool feature which I didn't really show you too much in the start of the video is if I turn the MOC round to the side, you'll see that there's this little kind of hole in between the rock face and the inside of the base. Now the reason why this is really cool is because what I can do is I've made it so I can actually take off this whole section of the roof here, and I'm going to try and give you a much better view. What I want to do is I want to show you an up close. It's basically a ventilation shaft that runs between the base and the outside rock face, and you can see it's not been used very much because it's got like mud and all bits of rock and stuff, and the cave's kind of falling in a little bit. But I just thought it was a really nice detail to add in with like the ventilation pipe running along there, and the control panel and that little kind of twisty knob thing. But yeah, that was just a really cool thing, and I'm so happy with how it goes back in. So it basically literally just sits in there like that, and you would never even know from the front of the MOC that it was there, which is one thing that I just really like, because a ventilation shaft you would never normally even know is there, so I wanted to keep it somewhat hidden, so it's almost like a secret passageway. This section here is not actually the hangar door. What I've done is I've done a slither of the Fort Anaxes hangar door, so it perfectly stops off. And what would happen is the actual hangar door would start about there. And yes, there is an interior to this MOC. I'll just take this off for a sec. The floor is actually snot, so I'll try and take it off. It's not too hard to take off. It's just one big piece, and I don't actually own any normal grey pieces, so I've had to use these. I went to the Lego store a while back and just bought like 500 of these, so that's the only grey bricks that I own. So all of these in there. I've had to come up with some really obscure building techniques just because of the way these go together. So yeah, I've had to come up with some really cool building techniques, but I wanted to do like a little bit of a Republic kind of hint there as well. And that's just meant to be a drain cover. And again, I ran out of like normal stuff. You can't actually see that, so it looks fine. And that just slips in there. And these here are actually meant to be lights. In the image that I saw, they have these lights that go along at quite a high level. And if you see here, this indentation is meant to signify like the start of the hangar door on the inside, and then the actual hangar door would kind of be here. So at the top, I also just wanted to give this a bit of detail. So I'm going to show you more of the roof of this. Now I've built it so it looks finished off, so this would actually be the inside and the roof curves round like that. Obviously I can only go so far around and I only had so many pieces to do it, but I was really happy with how this turned out. I just wanted to give it a nice finished off look and also show that the roof does kind of curve round like that, and it would go on. And I wanted to make it somewhat of a decent height, which is why I've based it off of this minifig scale custom ATRT, which is not actually my design, but I just think it sits in there really nicely. And the last thing I wanted to mention on this is, as you probably already noticed, this small little control panel. I wanted to add some kind of control panel in there, and this, although I actually break down the whole wall just to fit these two pieces in on the side, I thought this was a really nice touch, because it keeps it nice and simple like a clone base is, and it just gives somewhat of like an idea that there are controls in the base. And I haven't actually added any minifigures to this MOC yet. I may add some for pictures, but I kind of wanted to keep it clean. I just thought it looked so nice and neat on its own. So what I'll do now is I'll put all the pieces back on and I'll just give you a quick round trip view. Okie dokie guys, thank you very much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed the MOC. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of it, like rate it out of 10 or something. It's been so great doing this. If you enjoyed the video guys, be sure to smash that like button. And if you're not already, please go and subscribe to the channel. It will just really help me out and makes me happy. So thank you very much guys. See you in the next one. Peace.